Alright, today we got a crazy news. Beyblade X L-Drago. We expected that already because it's the first place of the vote before for the X-Over project for the metal generation. Left spinning is out already by Cobalt Dragoon. I don't think it's a crazy news. I actually expect it to come out anytime soon already. So that matches my expectation. But I think there's a lot more detail than just like, oh, it's an L-Drago release, right? So I don't think we have to talk about left spinning already because left spinning already here. People might be crazy about like, oh, left spinning, it's gonna be the new meta of Beyblade X. I mean, Cobalt Dragoon is slightly underwhelming. L-Drago, it's also, we'll see how that goes. It comes with the 160 and a flat bit. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter what part it comes with. First thing first, it's not new part. Second thing, 160, we have multiple already since the release. We have it from Drain Buster, Random Booster, yada yada. And then flat, it's obviously one of the oldest bit. Obviously, I personally didn't expect it to come out with flat. L-Drago should be with a whole flat. So I at least expect it to be even a hollow flat, but that's nothing important. That's nothing important right now. I think what this Beyblade's truly meaning is that something is gonna change about Beyblade X. For example, if we look at previous generation like Metal Fusion or Burst, right? There's always one generation before the TV show air. For example, Beyblade Metal Fusion has the pre-hybrid generation, where there's just the top piece is a whole metal, and then it has spin track and bit and a screw. But after that generation, they started implementing energy ring, which is another factor that you can change. That obviously mean that they have more parts to sell because you have people collecting different energy ring for their own personal reason, like favoritism or like just for the look or for the function. For example, like competitive MFB, Cancer, Boo, those energy ring are good for weight, and then for three-bladed attack, you might get a unicorn or a Kerbex, There's like different reasons to get different parts. And for burst generation-wise, the pre-TV is just the first generation, which is just Valkyrie, Spriggan, like those very basic one. I mean, even after the first TV season, there's nothing changed to the top of the Beyblade. I think all the way technically until God series where you can put a God chip. But if that doesn't count, then we got GT, which you can put the top plate and then also the metal weight layer. And looking at L-Drago X Over, we can definitely see that there's one feature that we completely didn't expect is that you can flip the top blade for L-Drago's 2 mode, right? There's the barrage attack mode and heavy attack mode. For example, in competitive Beyblade-wise, L-Drago heavy attack mode is the only one you use. So that one's interesting because it doesn't just mean that, oh, it's a memory release, it's whatever, right? It completely means that there's more possibility for the next Beyblade. So right now we have Beyblade BX series, like the normal Beyblade. I mean, to me, now that I look back, current Beyblade X is kind of like pre-hybrid MFB because you have the top layer, like without the faceable part. You have a spin track, which is the ratchet, and then you have the bit, which is the tip, right? So I was thinking about it. I was talking to Andrew yesterday, and then we were thinking like, there's not much you can change about the bottom of the Beyblade X because basically ratchet and bit, like you can probably combine them, and then maybe ratchet, you can have metal parts or like disc frame like Beyblade Burst. We actually mentioned a little bit about this idea in this Beyblade X expectation video. I think it's almost a year ago, but I kind of talk about like what I thought would happen, height changing, speed changing, mechanism like the shot driver, ultimate reboot, or final drive, final survive, all that stuff. So ratchet, maybe there's a material change, a rubber ratchet, a metal ratchet, ratchet frame. But overall, you can't really change much because after all, you have to make all generation compatible, right? The only thing that kind of divides it is the sparking generation where you can do a double chassis design, but you still use the same driver. So, I mean, there could be a generation that is completely different in Beyblade X, but they only utilize the bit, which is universal. But looking at current Beyblade X, right, there's not much you can really change about it. You can change the bit to something bigger. Maybe you can add like mechanism inside the bit, make it thicker, but you still have to have the gear part. Ratchet-wise, the way it locks onto the Beyblade. I mean, unless they come up with a completely different top system, which I doubt it would happen in 1 or 2 seasons, it's gonna be the same locking mechanism with a hole in the middle for the bit to go in. So the only thing you can really add stuff on is the top part. I was talking to Andrew and we were thinking like, maybe at some point it will be just like MFB. You have a top blade and then you can put on a top piece, maybe like the GT series, or energy ring, like different kind of idea. So L-Drago came out with the mode changing feature. It looks like you can just flip the top part. I don't know how it locks in specifically, because if it doesn't lock in tight, when the Beyblade hit it, it's gonna burst out, right? Because if you can remove the metal from the plastic, I mean, a strong hit would probably do the trick. Would L-Drago be good at spin stealing? Probably way better than Kobo Dragoon. But aside from that, I think what it implies, the most crazy or direct message from this release is that we'll probably get Beyblade X second generation, which will include a top part change, right? And how would that happen? I would think about it as if if you change the top, it will just like the GT series or the Sparking series, where the top piece directly affects burst resistance, or a piece with rubber, just like the GAN thing, or infinite lock like burst generation apocalypse. So what does it mean? I hope everyone comment in the comment section how they feel about this L-Drago release. I know a lot of people probably just think, oh, spin stealing or different. It probably means like there will be more Beyblade like a Gravity Perseus or whatever. But to me, what it means the most is actually just means the next generation of Beyblade X is probably the top clear wheel, just like MFB, or chip mechanism, just like Beyblade Burst GT. But let me know your idea in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I probably won't cover the whale random booster because just X Beyblade. Didn't expect anything from it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. See you guys next time. Peace.